Hey, welcome to the Drive and Dish podcast. We're here for December the 14th with our college basketball picks. We're on a normal college basketball schedule during the week, finally, with all our games going on at night, so we don't have to be quite on the time crunch and get up early in the morning and find out all our picks. We got all day to figure them out. So we got a couple here. For me, it's a light slate, but it's a slate. I think there are a couple good picks in here for sure. Let's go back over our picks on December the 12th. On Saturday, we had Lafayette plus the 4.5 versus Louisiana Tech. That was a winner. UAB minus the 4.5 versus ETSU. That was a tough luck loser, winning 65-64, but not covering the spread by that fun little half point. Always fun when we get those. Next up, we have Stephen F. Austin minus the 4.5 versus UL Monroe. And Stephen F. Austin decided not to show up for that game. Really tough night for them. So Stephen F. Austin lost to Monroe 55-66. Next up, we had IUPUI minus the 2 versus Tennessee State. And we got the good side of things there, 69-68. So a 1-point winner with IUPUI. And last but not least, Ball State minus the 7 versus Illinois State. And Ball State just dominated that game, 82-66. So a good win for us with Ball State. That put us 3-2 on Saturday and brought our overall record to 58-45-1 so far on the college basketball scene. All right, so what do we have today? We got 3 picks today. First up, we have Longwood plus the 5 versus Radford. This is not going to be a pretty matchup. 301 versus 318, I believe, in KenPom. So not for the faint of heart, but I think Radford is not that good a team, and I think Longwood getting 5 points is a good play here. So I'd go with Longwood coming off their 1-game winning streak versus North Carolina A&T, and they really dominated that game, 77-60. So I think they're on a bit of a hot streak. Radford also coming off a win, but it was versus a D2 school, Mars Hill. So I look for Longwood to stay in there and keep a close game. Longwood plus the 5. Next, we'll move on to our next pick, and that is UNLV plus the 2.5 versus Pepperdine. Now, UNLV has started out slow, but they've slowly gotten better and better each game. They started with a bad loss to Montana State, first game of the season. Then they had North Carolina, who they played well for about 20 minutes and then got dominated. They played a much closer game versus Alabama, 86-74. Then a real tight game versus Davidson, 77-73. And then played Kansas State and got a 10-point win there. So each game they're getting better and better, and I like them getting plus 2.5 here. And Pepperdine, coming off a bad loss to Cal State Northridge. They also lost to San Diego State and UCLA. Their wins, UC Irvine and California, are good wins, but they seem to be a little bit inconsistent here. And I think UNLV at home will be able to take Pepperdine. So UNLV getting 2.5 points at home, really nice there. So, and last but not least, we're going with Marquette Creighton. We're going with the 150-point over. Now that's 150.5 over, and that's a tough one to, stomach, especially in a college game. A lot of people have this game being played in the 70s, which would not hit that over, but I think this game might be creeping up into the 80s, especially once these two teams start to get loose here. I think there'll be a lot of scoring and not much defense. Both have really high efficient offenses. So I look for Creighton and Marquette to be really good here and score a lot of points and go with that 150.5 over, trying to scare you off that number, making it so high. But I think we're going to get our shootout here. I couldn't quite take Creighton. I thought the 7 was a little bit too much, but I do think Creighton, if they're flowing, could definitely blow this game out. And our man, Dynamite David,
Dynamite picks.
had a couple write-in picks for me. He said he liked Maryland minus the 2.5 versus Rutgers. That should be a really entertaining game. I think Rutgers, Maryland, and Marquette Creighton, pretty nice games to watch if you're looking for college basketball games to watch. But he's going with Maryland, and he's with me. He likes the UNLV money line plus the 135. I think we both were seeing the same things there. So those are some text in picks from our man Dynamite David. All right, that's our show for today. Be sure to follow all the Greenlight Network podcasts. We got a Football Time podcast coming out tomorrow with our man Achilles Rain. We'll be doing our recap of NFL Week 14 review. The Know It All podcast will drop later tonight. We'll have Achilles Rain in again for our NBA over-under totals, plus a preview of the soccer matches coming up this week, plus the weekend's review of all the matches that went down. And then later in the week, we're having another Know It All podcast with a movie and TV review. So a lot of things coming, plus the Drive and Dish podcast will be here every week this week. That's our show, and we're out.